for today's third episode. This is Crisavic Catalania. You can call me Teacher Chris. I am going to discuss about the chapter 4, the non-cognitive traits and skill. So just enjoy, relax, and stay focused. For chapter 4, it is about the non-cognitive traits and skills. What is a non-cognitive traits? It is an attitudes, beliefs, spirit, mindset, self-control, goal orientation, and values. Part of a student's character and personality, intrapersonal and interpersonal, also called affective or social emotional traits, essential for success in school and life. Students are more successful when they are responsible, can self-monitor, can work collaboratively. Research has established clear linkages between affect and learning. Students who value what they are doing are better problem solvers, will be more motivated to exert maximum effort on tests, are more likely to pay attention to information, remember it, rehearse it meaningfully, and apply it. Classrooms with positive climates foster student engagement and learning. Longitudinal studies have shown such qualities predict economic, social, psychological, and physical well-being. In this part, motivation, honesty, and interpersonal connection are examples of non-cognitive or soft talents. They may involve intellect as well, although in a less direct and conscious way than cognitive skills. Individuals' personalities, temperaments, and attitudes are all linked to soft skills. Talents such as working well with others and functioning efficiently in a work setting are required for practically all jobs. The non-cognitive work-case examinations assess the soft skills that are required in various vocations. Why aren't such traits systematically assessed? Number one reason is that when schooling is organized by subject, cognitive subject matter targets are the focus. Number two, defining these traits is difficult. Third, the assessment of these traits is fraught with difficulty. And lastly, a teacher's frame of reference is different than her students'. For number one, some think attitudes and values should be taught at home. For number two, each is abstract. For number three, often depends on student self-report. For number four, due to differences in context, backgrounds, and culture. Let's proceed to the relationships between learning success and affect. There are two categories, the successful learning and unsuccessful learning. First, let's proceed to the successful learning. Hopeful, optimistic, feels positive, wants more success, seeks challenges, seeks and uses feedback and empower. While in unsuccessful learning, hopeless, pessimistic, feels negative, wants to avoid further failure, avoids challenges, sees feedback as criticism, and embarrass. Another one for successful learning, confident, engaged, positive attitudes, values learning, and seeks new ideas. While in unsuccessful learning, unsure, disengaged, negative attitude, avoids learning, and avoids new ideas. Let's proceed to the non-cognitive traits and skills. For the traits, there is an attitudes. Its definition would be predisposition to respond favorably or unfavorably to specified situations, concepts, objects, institutions, or persons. In interest, personal preference for certain kinds of activities, values, importance, worth, or usefulness of modes of conduct and end states of existence. While in self-monitoring, it is conscious awareness of being on track, on task, and evaluating work. For integrity, honesty, and trustfulness of one's actions. for motivation, desire, and willingness to be engaged in behavior and intensity of involvement. Another one is the self-efficacy. Its definition would be self-perceptions of capabilities to learn. For self-esteem, attitudes toward oneself, such as degree of self-respect, worthiness, or desirability of self-concept. Another traits would be the adaptability, which is ability and willingness to cope with changing conditions. Next traits would be the interpersonal relationships, wherein it is the nature of interpersonal interactions and functioning in group settings. Another traits would be the altruism, which is willingness to help others. And lastly, perseverance, which is willingness to continue trying in the face of difficulties or barriers. In the attitude targets, attitudes are internal states and beliefs that vary from positive to negative in reaction to an object, situation, issue, activity, person, group of objects or persons, or environment. Thus, we often think about attitudes towards something such as learning, subjects, teachers, other students, homework, and tests. Teachers can easily identify the attitudes they want to foster and the attitude targets. Attitudes consist of three elements or contributing factors, and affective components of positive or negative feelings, which is the emotion or feeling associated with an object or a person. The second one would be a cognitive component describing worth or value, which is an evaluative belief. And the last elements would be a behavioral component indicating a willingness to engage in specific action, which is the response. For value targets, values refers to desirable and states of existence, which is the conditions and aspects we want: safety, peace, freedom, happiness, and social acceptance. For values also refer to mode of conduct, what is appropriate and needed every day, being honest, cheerful, responsible, and helpful. And lastly, values can be placed into categories such as moral, political, social, aesthetic, economic, technological, and religious. For value targets sticks with values that are relatively non-controversial and related to academic learning, honesty and integrity, justice and freedom, kindness, generosity and compassion, perseverance, loyalty, respect and tolerance, courage, limit the number of affective traits targeted and assess. That would be all. Thank you for watching.